Good afternoon, everyone. TJ here for your 2 p.m. stretch break. For today's class, pretty much all you'll need is a mat. All right, so let's get started. All right, so we're going to be on hands and knees. So you want to make sure that your hips are over your knees and that your shoulders are over your hands, keeping your belly button drawn in towards your spine. And we're going to cat, cow, so pushing that spine down, cat, pushing that spine up, cow, pushing the spine down. So as you cat, breathe in, and as you cow, or you push the spine down, I want you to breathe out, all right? So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Give me one more. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, excellent. All right, so still on your hands and knees. Now I just want you to kind of slowly move your body forward and back, keeping the palms of your hands flat on the floor. And just moving, I'd say about 6-8 inches forward and back. So it's more of the stretch within that forearm or the wrist. All right, so now I want you to turn your palms out to the side. So I want your fingertips pointing respectively, either right or left. And I want you to just move forward, or sorry, not forward, right and left. Over the body. Nice job. All right, so now I want you to flip your hands to your fingertips. This one may be the most challenging. Your fingertips are pointing towards you and still rocking now forward and back, not right and left. So this one, you may not notice that you're able to move as far back just because of the tightness within the forearm. So just do what you can. So within the lower part of your arm, within your wrist, kind of really feeling the stretch, and just do what you can. Don't bounce, don't jerk, just be very controlled. Excellent. All right, so still on hands or still on knees, I want you to extend your left foot, and I want your left hand and your right hand to be right beside the knee for the leg that's extended, and then just making sure that that hip is over the knee that is down on the floor, and then just leaning forward. Now, if you had a chair or like a wall, you could always just hold on to that and it would be a little less intense versus like actually reaching down. Keep holding it. Now, if you are capable of touching or reaching for your toe, I want you to reach for your toe, and if you can pull that toe back a little bit, just a little, I want you to feel the stretch through the back of your calf. So still back of the calf, and then still feeling it in the back of the leg. All right, let's come out of that one, and now let's go extending the right leg, and that left leg or the left knee is down on the ground, and either hang on to the wall or hang on to a chair. Otherwise, if you go down to the floor with your hands on the ground, it's a little more challenging. You really feel the stretch. I don't have you doing anything with your toe just yet. I just want you to feel the stretch in the back of the leg. Nice job. All right, so again, if you're still hanging onto a wall or a chair or what you're capable of doing, I want you to now reach your right hand to your right foot And I want you to pull that toe back just a little bit, just an inch or two. And now I want you to feel that stretch through the back of your calf, the back of the leg. Excellent, keep holding. If it becomes too much, you could release and you could just go back to the stretch that we were holding previously. All right, excellent. All right, so now let's go. So we'll stick with the right leg just because it's easier. So right leg at 90 degrees, still flip flat on the floor. And then the left knee is still down on the ground. So at 90 degrees, I want you to kind of move yourself forward just a little bit, like you're pushing the hip forward. So feeling the stretch within the hip flexor or the front of the hip where it bends. If you were sitting into a chair, ideally those muscles get tight, so we really want to stretch it out. Nice job. The moving forward part, it's not a big movement, so you really shouldn't be lunging that far forward. As long as you are pushing your hip forward, and if it helps, you can kind of like tuck your pelvic bone kind of more towards you. So that way you really feel the stretch without feeling like moving so forward. All right, so let's do the left leg now. So again, if you need to hang on to anything for balance, a chair or a wall works really well. All right, so moving forward, again, very small movement. My knee is not lunging past my toe. And again, my pelvic bone, if I tilt it, like a can of paint, but I'm kind of tilting it backwards, then I'm going to really feel that stretch through the right side of my hip, again, where it bends from sitting in a chair. I know most of us do. Excellent. All right, so let's take a seat on the ground. And so we're going to go, this is going to depend on a little bit of flexibility within the hip and within the knees. So I want you to have a 90-degree bend within both legs. So I have that 90 degrees or that L shape going on with both my right and my left. They're just kind of tilted back, you think kind of like a pinwheel. And so what I want you to do is I want you to pick, or kind of not really pick up, but rotate your body. And so lifting the knees like a windshield wiper and moving the hips, so up in the pelvic region. You may feel like kind of traveling or moving a little bit on the floor as you're doing this. I kind of notice I'm moving forward. All right, so let's pause right there. And now let's go where we're crossing our right ankle over our left knee. And we're going to do the stretch for our glutes. So the previous one, you may have been feeling a little bit more through the outside and through the inside part of the leg. So the outer hip, the inner thigh. So with this particular stretch, again, either lean forward or bring your foot back, the foot that's down on the ground. And again, feeling that stretch through your glutes. And I'll slightly turn a little bit your way. So still holding, I want you to now let that foot fall. So the foot that's up, I want it to fall to the opposite direction. So the opposite direction, still feeling that through the glute on the right side, but feeling it a little differently. All right, back to center. All right, so now let's go left ankle over the right knee and either lean forward or bring the foot back. And again, feeling that stretch now through the left glute or that left side of the hip. Nice job. All right, so now let that left foot fall to the right just a little bit. Just feeling that stretch. Focusing on all these really tight areas from when we're sitting at our desk. Nice job. All right. So let's lie on the mat for a second, just to stretch out in the sense of our core or our abs. And I want you to reach overhead, and I want you to extend your feet. And if it helps you to feel the stretch a little more, I want you to point your toes away from your body. And this is another one of these breathing ones. So I want you to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. So making sure that the breath, when you breathe in, is coming from the belly. So the belly should be expanding. And as you breathe out, mouth, your stomach should return to the plate like a balloon. So breathe in through the nose. The belly moving up towards the ceiling. And I want you to breathe the air out through your mouth. Excellent job. All right, so let's sit up. And so now let's have our hands behind us. We did this one last week, like we're kind of catching some sun or sunbathing. Especially today on this very windy, cloudy, very chilly day. We want to feel like we're getting warmed up. We're moving our body, stretching. So sticking that chest out, feeling that stretch through the front of the shoulder into the chest. Good job. All right. So this one could be done seated or kneeling, which I'll show you kneeling just for the sake of getting out of that kind of bent hip position with sitting crisscross on the floor. All right, so with this stretch, I want you to place your arm on your head to where your upper arm is touching. So my left arm is touching my ear, and I want your palm facing up towards the sky or towards the ceiling. And I want you to breathe out. And again, if you need to touch the floor with the other hand. So really try to keep that upper arm touching that ear and really feeling that stretch, especially around the rib cage. Nice job. And again, try not to get confused with the one that I just did, where I'm more of a back stretch. I want you to feel this through the rib cage. All right, so let's do the right side. So right arm on the head with the upper arm closest to the ear, and I want your palm facing up. Breathe out. Again, feeling that stretch through the rib cage. All right, stand up. So let's do each side one more time. So left arm on the head with the left arm or the upper arm closest to the ear, hand facing up. Breathe out. Nice job. Let's do the other side. So right arm, so upper arm that's closest to the right side of your head or your ear. Breathe, and your hand facing up. Breathe out. Nice job. All right. One last and final stretch, which we're going to do standing. I want you to give yourself a great big hug. I want you to slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time, taking your time as you're doing this and you're feeling that stretch, traveling down the spine between the shoulder blades. When you get to the very bottom, or what is doable for you, I want you to let your arms just hang freely. All right, give yourself a great big hug again. And now I want you to slowly roll back up, keeping your belly button drawn in towards your spine as you roll up. Feel the stretch, traveling up your spine, between your shoulder blades. When you get to the very top, I just want you to roll back. Roll those shoulders just a little bit backwards. Nothing too big. Excellent job, everyone. Nice job. All right. So for tomorrow, I will actually be teaching metabolic conditioning tomorrow at 8:30, and I will also be leading our 12 p.m. Express Abs class. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Stay warm.